Okay, we look over as the Clane team comes out in the field, and a lovely gesture by the Miners, lining up and clapping them onto the field and wishing them the best of luck. Well, this is the highlight of the football season. Two teams who served up a wonderful game here last year, and a huge crowd in here at New, with something in the region of certainly 10 or 11,000 would be my guesstimate. We'll give you a run through the teams now, starting off with the champions, Naas. In goals, Phil McCauley. Their number 2, Charlie Hill, a dogged defender if ever there was one. Joe Sheridan, Mr. Consistency himself, a man who was only conceded 1 goal and 1 point in Naas's campaign so far this year. Their left full back, Jerry Buggy. Number 5, Terry MacDonald, who was captain last year. Number 6, Shay Clark, who's captain this year. Or should I say vice captain, because Shay is filling in for the suspended Bon O'Connor, who was, many people might say, unfortunately sent off in the semi-final against Round Towers. Number 7 is a man who was in America last year when this game was played, Martin Kane. In the middle of the field, one of the great servants of Naas, John O'Rourke, and he's joined in the middle of the field by Dara McKevitt. Dara had been playing at full forward earlier on in the campaign, but in the semi-final against Towers, Dara came out to the middle of the field and made a tremendous difference to Naas. Number 10 for Naas is Mark Millam. Number 11, a man who many people felt won last year's final on his own, Johnny MacDonald. And number 12 is Brian O'Reilly. Top of the right, Robbie Riley. Robbie, a man with an eye for a goal, because so far in this campaign, Robbie Riley has scored 4 goals and 4 points. The full forward, a born-again Kildare man, a man from Galway, Gay McManus. And Gay is a top scorer, very close to it for Naas. Gay has scored 1 goal and 14 points so far in this campaign. And top of the left, Dennis Danaher. And over now to the men in the white jerseys, the Lily Whites of Clane. In goals, Martin Barney McCormack. The right full back, Brian Oxley Connolly. Full back, John Cribben. And the left full, Tom Cribben. Moving on to the half back line. Number 5, Micheál Kneff. Number 6, and centre half back, John Finn. And number 7, Tom Sullivan. And in the middle of the field, the man from Longford, Pádraig Carberry, and the man from Kerry, Brian O'Keefe. The right half forward and the captain of the team is Dennis O'Connell. Centre half forward for Clane is Paul McLaughlin, and Paul has been Clane's top scorer this year. Paul has scored 18 points in Clane's championship run to date, and that's just in 3 matches. Moving on then to the far side, to Tosh Crow. Top of the right, Desi King. The full forward, that most talented footballer, Martin Lynch. And many people feel that if Martin turns it on today, Clane are in with a great chance. And top of the left is Billy Farrell. Well, these are anxious moments indeed. This is the highlight of many players' football lives, and not many of them get a chance to appear in 2 finals in a row. But on the way to the final, Clane, in many people's eyes, had the rougher passage, because in the first round they came up against a Round Towers team of which great thing was expected, and despite having a man sent off, Clane went on to win that game by 2 points, a score of Clane 11 points, Towers 9 points. And then in the quarter-final they came up against Johnstown Bridge. Johnstown Bridge, a team many people's fancy to go on and win this year's championship. But in a marvellous display from Clane, they went on to beat Johnstown Bridge. A scoreline, Clane 2-8, Johnstown Bridge 12 points. And then it came to the semi-final against Leixlip. And there was a lot of tension around that day, because there was a fear of losing, I suppose, was a great thing. They wanted to get to that third final. They wanted to prove that they were a team that could win and bring home the Dermot Burke Cup to Clane. And in a rather physical and not very good game of football, Clane went on to win by a margin of just 3 points. Clane 8 points and Leixlip 5 points. But they're here today and determined to do a good job. Naas, on the other hand, a slightly longer campaign. Naas started off with a preliminary round game against Ballymore, and one's memory of that game is the treatment that Johnny MacDonald received. Talk about off-the-ball incident. It was more like a sideshow, what was going on there. But in the end, Naas's superior football and ability paid off, and they went on to win fairly easily by a score of 13 to 8 points. And then they came to the first round proper against St. Mary's, an amalgamation of 3 teams. And a game where St. Mary's had chances but couldn't put them away. And in the second half, men like Robbie Riley coming into it and playing very well, Naas went on to win by a score of 2-14 to 1-9. And then they came to the quarter-final, a game against Monasterevin, and a game where Naas got a real fright. They looked in trouble for a lot of that game, but then they brought on that man, Johnny MacDonald. Johnny, who'd been suffering from a hamstring injury. They hoped to rest him that day, but their backs were to the wall, and they brought on Johnny, and Johnny was the man who pulled it out of the fire for them. Clay went on to win that one by just 2 points. Monasterevin 110, or rather Naas 110, Monasterevin 1-8. And then the semi-final against Sarsfields, in a game that there was a little bit of niggle over, I suppose, because many Sarsfields players and supporters alike felt that they were very unlucky to lose to Naas in the semi-final last year, and it turned out to be very, very close. It took 2 games to decide it. The first day here, a very exciting game of football. It ended up 1-8 each, and then just last Sunday, the teams came back here again, and Naas running out the winners by 1-9 to 9 points. So it's back as it was last year. Naas, who won their first title last year in 58 years, and it was their last appearance also. In 1932 was their last appearance here before last year, and here they are again, back after a gap of just 1 year. Clane have been here last year, beaten by Naas, and the previous year beaten by Johnstown Bridge. And it's a funny thing, you know, if you're into superstition, Clane are trying to achieve that elusive 13th title. I'm not a superstitious person myself, but if you were, you could always say that Clane now is their 3rd attempt at winning that 13th title. That's it. The preliminaries have been completed, and very shortly now we'll have the start of the 1991 Kildare Senior Football Championship final between Naas and Clane. The referee today for today's game, a man from Kilcullen, Jim Barker. Jim just making sure everything is right with him. And very soon now this game will be underway. Barker looking around, waits, checks at his linesman. And the game is on. McKevitt goes for the ball for Naas. McKevitt in possession, looks back, finds John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke, a long kick over towards the far side, towards Dennis Sandher, but that ball gathered very well there by Tom Cribben. Tom Cribben, a long ball out, where it comes straight into the hands of John O'Rourke again. John O'Rourke has Terry MacDonald loose on this side of the field. Terry needed to his brother Johnny instead. Johnny in possession. John Finn on him. John still after Johnny. And referee says Johnny overcarried that ball, so the free being awarded to Clane, as the free will be taken by Paul McLaughlin. So here comes Paul now. A long left-footed drive. Going down towards Martin Lynch and Joe Sheridan. The ground ball bouncing on the hard ground. Billy Farr tries to punch it down. It comes to Joe Sheridan, making his way out towards this side of the pitch. Sheridan still in possession, being chased by O'Connell, but Sheridan gets his clearance away, comes out towards the centre of the field, towards Michael Kneff. And in possession now is Shay Clark, the centre half back for Naas. Shay being held there by Paul McLaughlin. And the referee, I thought he was going to ring it up there, but he didn't. Kick inside there comes to Tom Cribben, and Tom making his way out. Ball hardly bouncing, it hole in the ground there. Tom still in possession. A high kick is going to go towards the centre of the pitch. McKevitt up for that. Seemed to be fouled by Carberry, but referee allowing play to go on. And this one comes to Brian O'Reilly. Brian O'Reilly now, 2 men around, and Brian gets that pass away to Gay McManus. Gay McManus, a quick pass into Darren McKevitt. Darren McKevitt left foot a kick, and it's gone wide. So with about 1.5 minutes gone here in the first half, no score. Both times, of course, these first few minutes important from the point of view of settling down. So Barney McCormick now with his first kick out of this county final here at Newbridge. And Barney will be kicking into this sun. Here comes Barney now. Let's see how the midfield battle is going to work out. Here comes Barney now with his run up, wearing these short socks. And that's on a back kick from Barney out towards the centre. John Finn goes up for it. Ball comes to ground. And coming out for it is Dennis Sandher and Brian Connolly. John Cribben in possession now, but John loses the ball. to Mark Millam. Mark Millam seemed to touch that ball on the ground, but no, it comes to Tom Sullivan for Clane. Tom Sullivan punches it out to Brian O'Keefe. Brian O'Keefe looks up. A left-footed drive down towards the corner, down towards Mark Lynch and Joe Sheridan. Lynch and Sheridan go for this ball. Billy Farrell coming across as well. Billy Farrell in possession now. And Billy has space in front of him. Billy cutting in towards the 20-metre line. Billy in possession. And Billy tried to hit that one off the outside of his foot, but Billy seemingly overcarried the ball there, so the referee awarding a free out to the Naas men. But a chance there, Billy Farrell had space in front of him, but I suppose the referee had called play back anyway. So Phil McCauley places this ball for his first kick out of this final. And that's coming out towards this side, up to go for it. Carberry and O'Rourke jump for that, but Carberry got us, however. And Carberry gets his free, being fouled by Darragh McKevitt. And Carberry calms things down. Carberry, of course, holds 3 Longford Championship medals, so he knows what this big day is all about. Carberry sends a right for the kick. It goes to Lynch. Now what will Lynch do with this one? Lynch cutting into the centre, still with the ball. He has support. Still a low one in, it confuses backs and forwards alike. Comes to Billy Farrell again. Billy Farrell doing well. Billy Farrell still in possession, sends it back to Paul McLaughlin. McLaughlin left for a kick, a little chippy kind of a kick which he hoped to run onto himself, but it falls to ground. And back to Billy Farrell again. Billy in possession, a left for a kick caught inside by Joe Sheridan for the full back for Naas. It goes over towards the far side to Martin Kane. Martin Kane out to John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke heavily challenged there by Tosh Crow, but he gets his clearance away. Is coming over towards the line. Terry MacDonald and Desi King chasing for it. Terry gets down on the ball. No, he doesn't make it. Goes over the line. Line ball for the Clane men. And Paul McLaughlin coming over to take this line ball, about 35 metres out from the Naas goal. Paul will be hoping to land this in around the danger area. Let us see. And that one coming off the outside of his foot. It's a great attempt from Paul. It's going in towards the edge of the square. Lynch got his hands to it, tried to palm it down, but it's gone wide. So this, after 3.5 minutes, just 4 minutes actually gone in this game, still no score here at Newbridge. Well, that was in Naas during the week. A very relaxed there, but they felt they could pull it off. They were fairly confident, but not overconfident, because they know that even though Clane haven't played a good game this year, as someone said to me, they're certainly capable of one. Will it be today? We'll soon find out. That kick out from Phil McCauley comes straight to Brian O'Keefe. Brian O'Keefe sends it in there to Martin Lynch, but Joe Sheridan, the full back for Naas, gets it, and Joe's making his way out. Punches it out to Darragh McKevitt, the red-haired Darragh, and Darragh a left for the kick, coming off the side of his foot in towards Brian O'Reilly. And referee awarding a free from where the ball landed to Johnny MacDonald. Johnny MacDonald to Gay McManus, being policed by Sean Cliven. McManus cutting in towards the centre, still in possession, sends a low kick in, it comes back to Brian O'Reilly. Brian O'Reilly back to Gay McManus, into Johnny MacDonald, and here comes Johnny. Johnny fisted pass, a fisted ball, and it's gone wide. Johnny had a chance there and tried to fist it over the bar, but the ball going narrowly wide, so both teams having their chances. There's no doubt about it, but after 5 minutes of this game, we still have no score. So Barney McCormick again with his second kick out of this game. O'Rourke goes up for this ball. No one got it. Dennis O'Connell coming across. Brian O'Keefe goes for it. Brian O'Keefe, soccer-like, goes past his man. Being fouled. Brian takes a quick free, but Jim Barker, the referee, calling it back. I'm sure the Clanemen would like to have had the advantage of the play there, but the referee calling back the play. So Brian O'Keefe standing out in the middle of the field, hands on hips. Will it be himself or John Finn to take this free? No, it's neither, in fact. They leave it to Paul McLaughlin. Paul being marked today by Shay Clark. A very tight marker and a wonderful free taker also. So one free taker marking another. Paul has a good free in towards the 20-metre line. Martin Lynch jumping for this ball. Ball comes to ground. Gathered by Phil McCauley, the Naas goalie. Phil making his way out. A left foot kick. It's going towards the line. It's gone over the line. Line ball for Clane. This one on about the Naas 20-metre line. And Paul McLaughlin wiping his brow down there. The conditions obviously very, very hot out there indeed. So Paul again, he'll be hoping to land this one in around the parallelogram and let the big men take over from there. Here comes Paul now. That's not a bad looking kick. It's going towards the far post. It's drifting and it's gone wide. So yet again another chance gone a begging. So with 6.5 minutes gone in this game, still no score. As Phil McCauley places this ball on the edge of his square, wearing his green jersey and socks rolled down. Here comes Phil now. That's a kick coming out towards Darragh McKevitt and Pádraig Carberry. Pádraig Carberry goes up, Pádraig Carberry gathers. Ball comes to ground. Actually, it's Brian O'Keefe rather for Clane. Brian O'Keefe tries to get a pass away to Mihal, but Brian O'Reilly knocks it out of his hands. So it's Brian O'Keefe now, the number 9 for Clane with this line ball. Crowd strangely silent here, waiting for something to happen that will ignite this game. Ball goes in towards the centre, gathered by Lynch. A chance for Clane here. Lynch, what will he do? Right footed kick, blocked down. It comes out, looks like Shea Clark in possession inside there for Naas. Shea being fouled by Billy Farrell, sends a quick free out to John O'Rourke. Desi King coming over to mark John O'Rourke, with John still in possession. He sends it outside to Jerry Buggy. Jerry Buggy fly kicks that ball in towards the centre to John Cribben and Gay McManus. McManus has it in possession, being closely marked by John Cribben, but McManus gets that ball away, being fouled, the referee says. So the referee awarding a free to Naas, just about on the Clane 40-metre line, straight in front of the posts. So Gay McManus, a man who knows what the big occasion is all about. Here he comes. Gay, that ball is drifting towards the line, going towards the line, and gone over the line and gone wide. So the standard of sharp shooting, not all that good here today. With 8 minutes gone in the first half, still no score. The 2 wides of 4 for Naas. 2 wides. So 2 wide so far in this game for Naas, 2 for Clane. Barney McCormick now with the kick out. Stands back, runs forward. Here comes Barney. And it's landing out about 45 metres from his goal. Dennis O'Connell goes up, ball comes to ground. Robbie Riley coming in now. Robbie, ball knocked out of his hand by Dennis O'Connell. Brian O'Keefe gets a foot to it, comes to Pádraig Carberry. Carberry jinx dummies inside John O'Rourke, still in possession. Carberry sends a long raking kick over towards the corner. Lynch comes up in possession and he's got men loose inside. That man is Billy Farrell. Martin Lynch still in possession, looking for support, finds it in the person of Pádraig Carberry, and Carberry right footed. And this one also gone wide. So both sides seem to have left their shooting boots behind them today, because with 9 minutes gone in this game, we still have no score here at St. Conleth's Park, Newbridge. If this goes on, it could be a very low scoring game indeed. Here comes Phil McCauley now. This ball coming out about 50 metres out, and John O'Rourke being fouled there by Brian O'Keefe, the referee says. So free to the Naas, which John O'Rourke will take. John right for the kick, down towards McManus again in Cribben. They're obviously trying to feed it McManus. And McManus still in possession. He's got McKevitt loose. Looks up. Sends it kind of a lobbed pass over towards Brian O'Reilly. Brian O'Reilly now scored 4 points in the semi-final. Brian O'Reilly takes a shot in towards Barney McCormick. Barney got us inside. Barney has support. And that man in support is Tom Sullivan. Tom making his way out. And Tom has had a very, very good championship so far. But Tom overhits that pass. Carberry and McKevitt going for this ball. McKevitt seemed to wait for Carberry to come for that ball. Ball going over the line. Line ball for the Naas men. And this line ball to be taken by Terry MacDonald, a brother of Johnny's. Terry looks up, right for the kick. Feeding again is into McManus and Cribben. Ball comes to ground, and it comes to Paul McLaughlin, who was off roving again, as Paul likes to do, being closely policed by Mark Millam. Paul sends the kick over towards the far side to Desi King. Desi in possession. And now it's Brian O'Keefe. Brian O'Keefe making his way down along that far line. Brian sends a low ball in towards Martin Lynch. So both full forwards being fed. A chance for Martin. Martin turns and shoots. And again, that one gone wide. So if Naas can do it at one end, Clane can do it at the other. And with 10.5 minutes gone in the game, still no score here at Newbridge. Phil McCauley kicks, comes out towards Carberry and O'Rourke. O'Rourke got us in this occasion for Naas, and O'Rourke sends a low ball trying to feed McManus again. McManus in possession, sends it into Johnny MacDonald. Johnny being followed by John Finn. Johnny still in possession. Johnny is on the 20-metre line, he's gone 15, and yes, Johnny MacDonald pops that ball over the bar. The first score of the game scored for Naas by Johnny MacDonald, receiving the pass from Gay McManus, and he pops that over the bar with 11 minutes gone in the first half. So already it seems that the tactic of both teams is to feed their full forwards. Gay McManus on the Naas team and Martin Lynch on the other team. Barney McCormick now with the kick out. So maybe this will start a rush of scoring on both teams. The game certainly needs a few scores. Comes out towards the centre to Darren McKevitt. Ball knocked out of his hand. And it's to Brian O'Keefe now for Clane. Brian sends a kick over towards the far side of the field towards Billy Farrell. Billy being closely pieced by Chardy Hill. Chardy seemed to touch that ball on the ground, but the referee waves play on. Chardy still in possession, punches it into John O'Rourke. And referee awarding a free for some infringement there. Out towards the far side to Robbie Riley. Ball goes over everyone's head. And it comes to Brian O'Reilly for Naas. Brian on the far side, cuts inside Brian O'Keefe, still going, feeds Gay McManus. Gay looks up at the post, right for the kick, and it's gone wide. A nice move there from Naas, but nothing coming at the end of it. So with the 12 minutes exactly gone in the first half, or maybe a few seconds more, it's just 1 point for Naas, no score for Clane. So Barney, the 31-year-old, one of the oldest men on the Clane team, prepares to take this kick out. And that's a good kick out, landing about 50 metres out from his own goals. But John O'Rourke tried to break that ball down, but he had his hand on the back of Pádraig Carbery, so the referee awards a free to the Clane men. So John Finn now comes up to take this free, and when John hits them, he hits them well. So John placing this ball very, very carefully. About 10 metres short of the halfway line. Clane looking for their opening score of the game. Here comes John now. That one, not a great kick. And it's caught there by Martin Kane. Ball breaks to John O'Rourke, picking up a lot of loose ball in the half-back line for Naas. Feeds it over here now. It comes to Mark Millam. Mark Millam looks up. Gay McManus loose again. But Mark Millam sends a long one in towards Brian Connolly. And Brian Connolly, oxy to his friends, sends it out to Pádraig Carbery. And Pádraig Carbery has space in front of him. And Pádraig is carrying the ball. John O'Rourke coming across to meet him. Pádraig now sends a long, long ball. And it's going in towards Lynch and Sheridan again. And it comes to ground. And it comes to Lynch. Now can Lynch put this one over the bar? But no, Lynch goes for the goal instead. And Lynch buries it, puts it to the back of the net. Lynch got that pass inside there from Desi King. And left-footed, crashed it past Phil McCauley. So now the scores are starting to come. With 13 minutes of the second half gone. 13 minutes of the second half gone. Clane 1 goal, Naas 1 point. Ball coming out towards O'Rourke. And Carbery catches again. Carbery being fouled by John O'Rourke. Carbery leaves the ball on the ground, camps things down. And John Finn places this ball carefully on the ground. Looking out there, the grass is actually burning up from this Indian summer we've been having over the last 5 or 6 days. So John now, here he comes. And that's a good free as well, trying to feed Martin Lynch. Desi King enough for this ball as well. Martin gathers. Martin pulled to the ground there, but the referee allowing play to go on. No, he doesn't. No. Awarding a free to the Clane, and this free on the 13-metre line, about 3 metres to the right of the posts. So Paul McLaughlin with a chance to open his account. And Paul pops that one over the bar. So score now with 14 and a half minutes gone in the first half. Clane 1 goal and 1 point. Naas 1 point. And looking back, remembering back to last year's game, we remember that an early goal from Naas was what really started them on the road to victory. Will the early goal for Clane do the same for them? We shall find out. Ball coming over towards O'Brien. O'Keefe seemed to be pushed in the back there by Darragh McKevitt. The ball comes to Johnny MacDonald. Johnny gets past John Finn. Tosh Crow coming back to mark him. Johnny cuts inside. Johnny sends a low ball inside. Tom Sullivan has it for Clane. Tom to Pádraig Carbery. Pádraig a long kick towards Desi King. Desi seems to push Derry Buggy in the back. And Desi gets a blow to the stomach there. But Martin Lynch again. A chance for Martin. Ball comes to ground. And the play being called back, but certainly a very heavy challenge going in there on Desi King by Jerry Buggy. And the referee awarding a penalty. A penalty. This is sensational here at Newbridge. Referee awarding a penalty. It seemed first as if Desi King had been fouled. And then when the ball went into Martin Lynch, it didn't look like it from here, but the referee thought otherwise. And the referee awarding a penalty to the Clane men. Well, certainly if Clane can score this one, it should give them great spirit. Remember, they've already won the minor title here today. So now, Paul McLaughlin placing this ball on the 30-metre line. Phil McCauley standing on the goal line. Get in tight, Johnny. Get in tight if you can. This is an important kick. Referee making sure everyone's back. McLaughlin kicks, and McLaughlin buries it. The ball is in the back of the net. So now, with 16 minutes gone in the first half, Paul McLaughlin scoring Clane's second goal. The first one coming from Martin Lynch. That one from Paul McLaughlin for a penalty. So who would ever have dreamed that we could have a start like this for Clane? Clane 2 goals and a point. Naas 1 point. But remember that Naas will not give up easily. They came back from a 6-point deficit against Sarsfields in the first semi-final. Ball out to the middle of the field. John O'Rourke fouling Brian O'Keefe. Ball on the ground. And Paul McLaughlin coming out to take this one. Pitching about 60 metres out in dead centre of the pitch. Here comes Paul McLaughlin again going in towards Lynch and Sheridan. They jump up for it. Sheridan gets that ball, seems to have backed into Martin Lynch, but ball gone over the line. A 45 for Clane. Saw the crowd looking on almost in disbelief As Clane, we had no score in the game for such a long time, and all of a sudden a rash of scores, most of them for Clane. So we have a score at the moment with 17 minutes exactly gone in the first half. Clane 2 goals and 1 point. Naas 1 point as Paul McLaughlin prepares to take this 45. Coming at it sideways as Paul likes to do. And that's a good looking one from Paul. Going in. And that one just gone narrowly wide. So the score remains after 17 minutes of the first half. Clane 2 goals and a point. Naas 1 point. Naas, of course, looking for their second successive title. The last time they achieved this was in 1931 and 1932, and of course 1932 was their last appearance in the final until last year. A 58-year gap, but here they are back again the following year, and it's a great credit to them and also to Clane. As the ball comes out towards the centre, they go forward, and it's a great fetch there by Brian O'Keefe in the middle of the field, being hassled and harried by the two Naas men, McKevitt and MacDonald. Referee awarding a free. Pádraig Carbery calming everything down there. The wise head. So Paul McLaughlin with this free, about 45 metres out from the Naas goal and 2 metres in from the near sideline. And that one going out, trying to feed Lynch again. Lynch, was he pushed by Sheridan? Referee says no, and an incident in there with Terry MacDonald. He seemed to draw a kick in Lynch, but I honestly don't think he made contact. But this will be sensational if the referee is booking Terry MacDonald. It could be very, very dangerous indeed for the Clane men. Martin Lynch is lying on the ground. Joe Givnell and John Blessing, the Clane mentors, got in there. So we'll just have to wait and see what the referee does. Referee certainly having stern words with Terry MacDonald and leaving it at that. But I think it would have been most unfortunate actually on Terry, because he didn't, well, maybe I'm wrong, the referee was closer to it than I was, but it didn't look all that bad from here. So a slight delay down there as Martin Lynch receives attention. Martin is back on his feet. So 19 minutes gone in the first half. Clane 2 goals in the point. Naas 1 point. Here comes Phil McCauley now with this kick out towards the centre. Carbery and O'Rourke jump for it. Carbery got us, however, and Carbery kick blocked down by Terry MacDonald, and Terry runs after it. Terry has it in his hand. Martin Lynch over on Terry, and free being awarded there, or a line ball I think. Terry MacDonald with the ball in his hand, being asked to go back a few metres. So Terry now, what will he do with this one? He sends the right foot kick up and on the line. It comes straight into the hands of Micheál Kenneth. Micheál Kenneth into Paul McLaughlin. Paul McLaughlin feeds it out to Tosh Crow. Tosh Crow, an overhead pass to Micheál Kenneth again. What will Micheál do with this one? Micheál, a high kick, again feeding Lynch and Sheridan. Going towards the line. Lynch punches it down. Comes into the hands of McCauley. McCauley, right foot kick out towards Shay Clark. Comes into the hands of Shay Clark. And Shay Clark has Martin Kane outside him. Paul McLaughlin coming across. Martin Kane ships a knock there, but plays on. Martin, a high kick going over towards the far sideline. Gone over the line ball for Clane. So certainly, I'm sure the Clane supporters are very, very happy indeed. But for the neutral, nothing like the game it was last year. That line ball taken by Brian O'Keefe. Comes to Shay Clark, centre half back for Naas. Shay punches it outside to John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke now a drop kick going towards Tom Sullivan. Tom is having a very good game. Tom fumbles that ball. Tom passes it back to Tom Crippen. Tom Crippen punch pass out to Brian O'Keefe again. Brian a long ball in towards the centre, feeding Desi King, but John O'Rourke picking it up again. John punches it out to Charlie Hill. Charlie Hill another punch pass to Martin Kane. Martin is sending it out towards McManus and John Crippen. And John Crippen gets that ball into his hand. And John Crippen has support, and he has that support in the person of Tom Crippen. Tom Crippen a kick in towards the centre, coming towards the middle of the field. They jump up for it. Nobody got us. Ball coming in towards the centre. Charlie Hill coming across. Billy Farrell on him. Billy gets a tackle in. An unfair one, says the referee. A quick free from Charlie Hill. It comes to Darragh McKevitt. Darragh, a long kick from about 50 metres out. It's drifting towards the right, and it's gone wide. But certainly there seems to be a determination in these Clane men that I haven't seen for a few years, certainly. I met two of them this morning, and they said that this year it was going to be different. There was no way were they going to go back tonight to claim up the Dermot Burke Cup. But Naas will not give up easily. As I've already mentioned, they came back from a 6-point deficit in their semi-final match against Sarsfields. That was the first game, of course. And no doubt they'll mount a comeback here today as Barney McCormick prepares to take this kick out. And here comes Barney now. And it's out, it lands on about the 40-metre line. McKevitt goes up, jumps, being fouled. And a quick free taken by Johnny MacDonald. And that free goes to Robbie Riley. And Robbie jinx dummies, loses the ball, but gets it again. Being policed by Tom Crippen, sends it into the middle to Shay Clark, the centre half back who's come up in attack. And Paul McLaughlin over Shay Clark. And Shay Clark takes a right foot kick. And Shay Clark puts it over the bar. Shay Clark, of course, would normally be operating at centre half forward for Naas, but because of the suspension of Bon O'Connor, Naas had to reshuffle somewhat and put him back in the centre half back line. So Shay showing the way. Score now. Naas 2 goals in a point, or Clane rather 2 goals in a point. Naas 2 points with 22 minutes of the first half gone. As Tom Crippen prepares to take this kick out from the 20-metre line. Here comes Tom now. And that's a good kick. It's coming out towards O'Rourke and Carberry again. Both of them miss it. It comes to Tosh Crow. Tosh Crow. A ball in towards Lynch again. The ball bounces high. Lynch gathers. And Lynch gets it again. Being hassled and harried by Joe Sheridan. Referee says that Joe fouled him illegally. So free for Clane about 30 metres out, just to the left of the post, which Paul McLaughlin will take. And Paul certainly is one of the men who has helped Clane to get this far, scoring 18 points in the campaign to date. Make that 19 points. So Clane now retaining or getting back that 2-goal advantage. Clane 2-2, Naas 2 points with 23 minutes of the first half gone. Phil McCauley kick out from the 20-metre line. Phil is coming in. Carberry goes up for it. McKevitt jumps as well. Ball comes down to John Finn, the centre half back for Clane. John sends a long one in towards Sheridan and Lynch again. And the ball breaks into Lynch. And Lynch has man inside. What will Lynch do? Jinx dummies. He goes in towards the centre. And it comes to Billy Farrell. Billy loses the ball. And it comes to Dennis O'Connell. And Dennis gets that ball. And Dennis pops it over the bar. So Clane certainly operating on all cylinders today. It's Clane 2-3. Naas 2 points. So an injury inside there to Billy Farrell. Martin Lynch calling for attention as John Blessing, the Clane manager, runs in. And John Amando thinks a lot about the game, and I'm sure he's thought a lot about this one. So he goes over to Billy. Maybe it's just wind. I don't mean just wind, of course. Maybe Billy is winded. Prepares to take this kick out from the 20-metre line. He tries the far side on this occasion. McKevitt and O'Keefe jumping for it. McKevitt gathers for Naas. McKevitt being closely marked by 3 Clane men. And Dennis O'Connell has it for Clane, the captain. Sends it into McLaughlin. And there are men running loose for him. McLaughlin looks up and sends a long ball. And he's trying to feed Desi King. The ball bounces. And it comes into Desi's hand. Desi being marked by Jerry Buggy. And Desi fly kicks it. Comes into the hands of Phil McCauley. And Phil making his way out the far side. Phil kicks the ball. It goes towards the line. And Tom Crippen jumps up for that one. But it comes to Paul McLaughlin. Paul looks up and sends a long kick over the far side. And that one gone narrowly wide. Desi King and Dennis O'Connell going for that one. But it evading backs and forwards alike and gone over the line for a wide ball. So with 25 minutes gone here in the first half, it's Clane 2-3. Naas 2 points. As Phil McCauley places this ball in the edge of the square. Clane seem to have the edge at midfield. Certainly Carberry and O'Keefe playing very well indeed there. Here comes McCauley. He tries this side on this occasion. And it will be McKevitt and O'Keefe jumping for this ball. McKevitt being fouled there. So McKevitt drops that ball on the ground for a free, which will be taken by John O'Rourke. John takes this one from the hands. Feeds this corner here. And it's a collision there between John Crippen and Johnny MacDonald. And both of them go to ground. Unintentional, I would imagine. Johnny seemed to chip a knock in the face, but there is no way I think you could say it was intentional. It was just both men going for the ball. So as a little huddle of players gathers around there. Let's just hope that both these men are all right. One must say that it's been a very sporting game so far. As Ger Higgins, the man in the shorts from Naas, comes in. A great relationship between these two clubs over the year. I mean, Naas, or Clane, did not begrudge Naas their victory last year, even though it bit really deep to lose 2 in a row. But I'm sure if Clane were to go on and win the Dermot Burke Cup here today, the Naas men will be the first to congratulate them. So John Crippen is back on his feet. And actually, it wasn't Johnny MacDonald. It looks like Robbie Riley who's on the ground there. So Robbie now will just take his time from getting up from that knock. No, actually, it's Dennis Danaher was the man that was down there. So a little lull in proceedings here. And just looking around the crowd, The crowd's strangely quiet. I'm sure Clane people are freighting to hope that this could be their year, and Naas supporters wondering what has happened. And the referee booking John Cribben for that challenge, which I think is a little bit harsh. It seemed to me there was no malice whatsoever in that. But the referee is the man in charge, and he calls it as he sees it. As Shay Clark prepares to take this free from Naas, I suppose about 30 metres out, and about 10 metres in from this sideline to the left of the post. So here comes Shay now. It would be important that Naas could get a score at this part of the game. Here comes Shay now. It's not a great kick, and it comes to John Finn, but the ball goes to ground. And it's Paul McLaughlin being fouled there. Free out for the Clane men with 28 minutes gone in the first half, and the score Clane 2-3, Naas 2 points, as Tom Cribben prepares to take this free. About 13 or maybe 14 metres out from his own goal. Here comes Tom now, and Tom certainly takes a great free. That's great relieving. They go for the middle of the field. McKevin and O'Keefe jump. McKevin gathers this on this occasion, and McKevin sends a long ball in where Sullivan goes for it. Sullivan seems to be fouled. The referee waving play on. Ball on the ground comes to John Cribben. John bursting his way out, has support. A hand pass out to John Finn. John looks up, and John kicks it off the body of Johnny MacDonald out over the line ball for the Clane men. Certainly energy sapping stuff out there today. John kicks that ball down the line, comes towards Desi King and Jerry Buggy. Desi gets the ball, looks for support, finds support in the person of Tosh Crow. The ball punched out of his hand, but that ball comes to Brian O'Keefe. Brian looks up and still going with the ball, and Brian can keep with both right or left foot, and there goes Brian going for a score. It turns, and that's a wonderful point there from Brian O'Keefe. Brian, who scored 1-4 in last year's final, opens his account here today, pops it over the bar with 29 minutes gone in the first half to increase Clane's lead. Clane 2-4, Naas 2 points. So we approach the half-time whistle with an 8-point gap between the teams. It seems a lot, but Naas will come back. Ball comes out towards this side where it's caught by Terry MacDonald. Terry punches it back to John O'Rourke. John left foot a kick, feeds it in towards the centre. Ball comes off John Spinn's body, out here to Micheál Kneff. Off Micheál Kneff to Brian O'Keefe, who's playing very well. Down towards Desi King. Desi in possession. Desi took a knock there to the head, but still in possession, sends a long ball over towards Billy Farrell and Charlie Hill. And Billy and Charlie running out for this ball. Charlie fly kicks it out. 2 men on him, Martin Lynch and Billy Farrell. But Charlie gets that ball away to Terry MacDonald. Derry Buggy rather comes out towards the centre where to jump up for it. Ball broken on by Shay Clark. Comes in towards the centre where Robbie Riley has over Naas. Robbie looks up for support, finds it in the person of Dara McKevin. Dara again, a long kick in towards the centre where they go for it. And Tom Sullivan breaks that ball down, but it falls to Brian O'Reilly. And Brian O'Reilly's still in possession. And Brian kicks that ball and sends it over the bar. He may have been fouled there, but the referee allowing play to go on. And a high kick there from Brian O'Reilly going wide. So we've gone over the 30 minutes. It's whatever the referee has on now for the extra. He gives a thumbs up to the linesman as the ball is kicked back in there to Barney McCormack. Brian Conley there just knocking it back. Brian, a man who's determined as anyone today. So Barney, who hasn't really been all that busy in the first half, prepares to take this kick out. Here he comes now. And it's coming out towards the 40-metre line. Carberry jumps, ball comes to ground, and it comes to Paul McLaughlin. But Carberry was fouled there, says the referee, and it's a free to the Clane men, which John Finn, the centre half-back, will take. John, who recently qualified as an Air Corps pilot, and it took a lot of worries off his mind. Here comes John now. And that's a lowish kick going in towards the centre where Dara McKevin picks it up for Naas. Dara, another low kick towards Johnny MacDonald. And Johnny trying to get away from John Finn. John Finn on him. And John and Johnny. And referee waving play on. Johnny kicks the ball in towards to John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke, and he's got Terry MacDonald loose outside him. And here comes Terry. Terry goes for the goal. And it comes to Barney McCormack. And Barney punches it out. Anywhere will do. And Paul McLaughlin gathers it. As the referee calls for the ball. And the half-time whistle goes. And the Clane fans here, very happy indeed, as they give their team a wonderful reception as they come off the field. So plenty for Clane to be happy about, plenty for Naas to think about. The score at half-time, Clane 2-4. Jim Cash, is it? Maybe we try Jim Cash is broken there instead of Mark Witham. Number 19. Right in Jim Cash. Cross off him, right in Jim Cash. Oh, are you right? Very good. Well, as you rejoin the second half just underway, and again it's Clane on the attack with Paul McLaughlin. And Clane seem to be fouled there. Ball bobbles, and the referee awarding a free in for that foul there on Billy Farrell. So a chance for Clane to put their name in the scoreboard in the second half. Just about 20 seconds of the half gone. So I'm sure there must have been words of encouragement in the Clane dressing room. Certainly they've done nothing wrong so far, and if they can continue on that pattern, they surely must be hoping that they can bring the Dermot Burke Cup back to Clane for the first time since 1984. But I'm sure there were harsh words spoken in the Naas dressing room. They just haven't really produced it on the day at all here today. And but they are a team of fighters, there is no doubt about that. And before this game is over, Naas, you can be sure, will have given everything as Paul McLaughlin prepares to take this free. It's about halfway between the 20-metre line and the 40-metre line, about 30 metres out from the goals, just slightly to the left of the posts. Here comes Paul now, and it's a good-looking kick, but it's drifting a little bit to the right. But no, it's gone over the bar. The opening score of the half, scored by Paul McLaughlin to increase that lead. So Phil McCauley now comes and takes a quick kick out. Comes towards the centre, Carberry jumps, Carberry gathers. Carberry has men loose, but Carberry sends a long kick over towards Billy Farrell and Charlie Hill, where Billy Farrell gathers. And Billy cutting his way in towards the centre. But the ball taken off by Charlie Hill, ball comes to the ground. Charlie Hill seems to handle that one on the ground. Terry MacDonald being fouled there by Billy Farrell. Terry with his legs wrapped around Billy's neck, but getting the free. So actually it's Joe Sheridan with his free for the Naas men. So Joe trying to feed Johnny MacDonald and John Finn. Ball bounces over both of them. Jim Cush seems to have, or Tom Cash rather than the substitute for Naas in the second half. But that ball is caught over there. He was trying to feed Robbie Riley, but Connolly gets it for Clane, sends it out towards Dennis O'Connell. And John O'Rourke in possession now for the Naas men. Looks up, being fouled, free for Naas. John sends a kick in towards the full forward position. And it's a chance for Naas. And the flag goes up. That one put over the bar. I think it was Brian O'Reilly, I'm not quite sure. So a score there for the Naas men, something they wanted, I suppose, badly needed to get. So with about 2.5 minutes of the second half gone, it's Clane 2 goals and 5 points. Naas 3 points. Still 8 points between the teams. So referee asking Tom Cribbett to hurry up, so Tom places this ball on the ground and stands back. Certainly Tom has been striking them very well from the ground so far. Here comes Tom now, and that's another good free. Comes over towards Carberry and O'Rourke. Ball broken down. Comes to Johnny MacDonald. Johnny in possession, being closely placed by John Finn. And Johnny on the way in the run. He's made about 10 yards. He's still going, still being followed by John Finn. Being fouled by John Finn. And a free in for the Naas men. This one about 35 metres out to the left of the post, which will be taken by Shay Clark. And certainly Naas need to get a few quick scores if they're to get back in this game. They're 8 points behind. 27 minutes, of course, left in this half. Plenty of time. But time is no good if you can't get the scores. So Shay stands erect. Here he comes. And he strikes it badly, if it must be said. And it goes over the line. And it's gone wide. Jim Cash trying to keep it in play there, but failing to do so. So now, Barney McCormack. The crowd starting to come to life again in the second half. They certainly had plenty to talk about during the half-time interval. As Barney McCormack stands back now. As the wind begins to come up here also at Newbridge. And that's not a bad one from Barney. Comes out towards the centre. And Carberry pushing it back there by O'Rourke. And getting a free. Yes, the referee saw it. And Darren McKevitt there with the ball. Leaves it on the ground. And John Finn comes up to take. Certainly nothing seems to be going right for the Naas men here today, whatever it is. It's just one of those days, I suppose. As John Finn, hands on hips, comes forward to take this free. And he feeds this wing here. And it's got Martin Kane. Ball taken off him by Dennis O'Connell. And Dennis, a loving ball in towards the centre, where it's gathered by Tosh Crow. Naas man being fouled. So Charlie Hill in possession. Charlie sends it out towards this side. Trying to feed Jim Cash. Jim Cush rather, that's not Charlie Cash, looks more like Jim Cush. So now it's Brian O'Keefe with this line ball for Clane. Brian looks up and sends a high one, trying to feed Martin Lynch again. Martin jumps, face together, ball comes to Terry MacDonald. Terry making his way out towards this side of the field, closely pieced by Dennis O'Connell. Gets it out here to Martin Kane. Martin now, a long relieving clearance, going in towards the centre, towards John Finn. John gets it into his chest, looks up and sends a kick towards Carberry. But Jay Clark coming in, and the ball comes to Dara McKevitt. Dara being followed by, and being heavily tackled there by Paul McLaughlin and getting his free. Certainly the tackle looked a bit high there, so Dara McKevitt goes down. So we'll have a slight delay in play now while the Naas Medras go out and look after Dara McKevitt. Certainly there have been a few rather clumsy challenges, to say the least of it. Father Lennon out there having a quick word with John O'Rourke. John, one of the few Naas men playing fairly well today, as John steps back to take this free himself, about 50 metres out from the Naas goal, or from the Clane goal rather. Here comes John now, and that's a good kick in towards the parallelogram. It's going towards John Criven, and John has the ball in his hand and he makes his way out and he punches it over the heads of everyone, and it falls to Tom Sullivan. Tom pulled to ground, free for Clane. And Tom sends a quick free, and it comes to Pádraig Carberry, the man from Longford. Now Pádraig will launch a long one, and he does, and it's in towards Desi King, in towards Martin Lynch now rather. Martin jumps, no one gets it. Billy Farr trying to get through to the ball, and it's Dennis O'Connell has it instead, and Dennis has men loose inside, and Dennis sends that one over the bar. Dennis he could have gone for a goal, but Dennis has decided instead to pop that one over the bar to increase Clane's lead to 9 points. Clane 2-6, Naas 3 points, with 6.5 minutes gone in the second half. But certainly everything seems to be coming up roses for Clane today, as Billy McCauley kicks out towards the centre. Wonderfully caught there by Tosh Crowe, but Tosh must have found his man, because the referee is awarding a free to the Naas men. Shea Clark now. A certain urgency about the Naas play now at the moment, as Terry MacDonald has the ball in his hand, and Terry sends it in towards the 20-metre line. Cribbin and McManus going for this. McManus gets it, knocks it down, and it falls to Brian O'Keefe. Nothing going right for Naas, everything going right for Clane, as O'Keefe looks up, but O'Keefe's pass is blocked down, and it comes to Johnny MacDonald, but Brian O'Keefe gets back to tackle it. Johnny's still in possession, cuts inside Brian O'Keefe, and Johnny being fouled. Yes indeed, Johnny being pulled back there by Brian O'Keefe, so the referee awarding a free in to the Naas men about 23 metres out, and just to the right of centre of the post. So the gap, 9 points. Can Shea Clark reduce it to 8? Certainly Naas need to get some scores, and need to get them quickly. He sent the last one wide. What will happen this one? Here comes Shea now, and that one splits the crossbar and gone over the bar to reduce the gap to 8 points again. Naas 4 points, Clane 2-6. And looking around me, some people actually leaving the ground already. But I'm sure Clane people, certainly the way things are going, will stay on here until the very, very last minute, as Tom Cribbin prepares to take this kick out. Another substitute on the Naas team, Dennis Tanner, coming off. We'll let you know what's going on in just a moment. Tom Cribbin kick out. Great fetch there by Dara McKevitt in the middle of the field. Two Clanemen on him. He gets the ball back to Shea Clark. Shea punches it out to Martin Kane. Martin launches one down towards the right corner between Robbie Riley and Tom Cribbin. And as Robbie Riley has the ball in his hand, Robbie's a tricky customer. He cuts inside Tom Cribbin. He punches it in to Brian O'Reilly. Brian O'Reilly making his way along the sideline. Brian punches it across, and up they go for it, but the ball comes to John Finn, and John Finn sends the ball out to the side of the field to Brian O'Keefe, who's in acres of space, and Brian looks up and tries to feed Desi King. Desi running for the ball going towards the line, gone over the line ball for the Naas men. Martin Lynch there exhorting his men, come on lads, give us the ball, as Joe Sheridan prepares to take this line ball 40 metres out from his own goal on this side of the pitch. He sends one in towards the centre. Finn and MacDonald going for this, and Finn got us wonderfully over his head, and Finn launches a long drive in towards centre. It bounces, and Martin Lynch has it in his hand. Now what will Martin do? Martin still in possession, punches it to Billy Farrell. Billy chance for a point. Billy goes, and Billy nonchalantly almost sends that one over the bar to bring the gap back to 10 points. Martin Lynch, once he got the ball, he was looking. Sent a pass across to Billy Farrell, and Billy Farrell punches that ball over the bar. So they got back to 10 points with 9.5 minutes of the second half gone. Quick kick out towards the centre, they jump up again, ball comes to ground. Desi King coming out together. Desi seems to charge into his man there, but gets away with it, says the referee. Punches it to Paul McLaughlin. Shay Clark on Paul. Paul still in possession, still going. And Paul hops the ball, being pulled by Shay Clark. Being fouled by Shay Clark. Free in for Clane. So I'd say even at this early stage of the second half, the Clane supporters must be starting to believe that this could be their year. They had no joy last year, no joy the year before. On each occasion they lost by 2 points. But this time, one is starting to feel that this could be their day. But back with the action, Paul McLaughlin, lying on the ground, shifting knocked there in his way through. Paul had to go off injured in last year's final, and it was determined to give a display today, and it's the display he has given. So Paul will take this free himself. 20 metre free, maybe 21 metres out to the left of the post. So Paul looks up. A chance to increase the gap again. And Paul, and off the post, yes, off the post and over the bar. So Clane 2-8 or 14 points, and Naas 4 points. So a gap of 10 points between the sides with 11 minutes gone in the second half. Phil McCauley with the kick out. Naas need goals and they need them fast. Ball out towards the centre, gathered by Darragh McKevitt. Ball comes to ground. It comes back to Pádraig Carberry, a great addition, new man on the Clane team this year. Lynch punches it on. Charlie Hill now in possession, being chased by Billy Farrell. Charlie making his way out, punches the ball to John O'Rourke on the far sideline. John Solas once, looks up, kicks a long left foot kick, where it goes in towards Finn and MacDonald. MacDonald has it in his hand and will look to run with this one. But referee seeing an infringement of some sort there, calling Johnny back, and Johnny not too happy with that decision at all. So now John Finn, the centre half back for Clane, prepares to take this kick from his own 40-metre line. And this one's landing about 30 metres out from the Naas goals. Lynch jumps in to be pushed to the back, but the referee waving play on. Comes to Charlie Hill. Charlie punches it out to Terry MacDonald. Terry now, he's made 5, he's made 10 yards. A sideways pass to Jim Cush. And Johnny MacDonald seems to be in possession now. Sends it into the middle to John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke on his knees, gets up. Left foot kick. Going over towards Micheál Kniff and Brian O'Reilly. The ball, Gay McManus in possession, and Gay is dangerous. Gay being closely placed by John Cribben. Referee awarding a free in there for the infringement on Gay McManus. So will Shay Clark go over and take this one? Or will Gay McManus, the man with the bandage, do it? Just to remind you again, the score with 12.5 minutes of the second half gone is Clane 2-8, Naas 4 points, translated into points, 14 points to 4, 10 points between the teams as Gay McManus goes out and places this ball about 2 metres in from the far sideline and 20 metres out from the goals. Will he lob this one in, or will he be content to go for the point? It's not an easy kick no matter what he does. Here comes Gay now, and that's a good looking free. And that's a wonderful point there by Gay McManus. From the far corner, he bent that one around the post to bring the gap back to 9 points. Clane 2-8. Naas 5 points. Gay McManus the scorer there for Naas. So Barney McCormack places this ball on the ground. Barney will take this kick himself. Barney played in the final of '84. He'd love to get another medal, one of the veterans of the side. Here comes Barney now, the Clane crowd beginning to come to life. Out towards this side where O'Rourke goes up for it. O'Rourke face the gather. The ball comes to Dennis O'Connell, the Clane captain. It falls to the ground where it's got up by Johnny MacDonald. Johnny drops it. Has it in his hand now, closely placed by Tom Sullivan. Puts it in possession. Johnny looking for room, being forced over towards the far side. Still Tom Sullivan on him. Johnny looks up, punches it inside to Darragh McKevitt. Darragh McKevitt, another punch pass, a good one. And John O'Rourke drops the ball, and it comes to John Finn. Nothing going right for Naas at all today. John Finn, kick to Martin Lynch. Martin seems to be pushing the back. Referee waves play on. Ball comes to ground, comes to Paul McLaughlin. Paul looks up, he's got a man loose outside. That man is Tosh Crow. Also Billy Farrell. There are men loose all over the place for Clane. Billy trying to kick it along the ground but being fouled. Back on Joe Sheridan. Joe still with the ball. Joe punches it out. No, referee calling the play back. A free for the Naas men for that foul on Joe Sheridan. About 30 metres out from their own goal. So Joe will take this himself. He launches a long one. Down towards where Brian Connolly and Johnny MacDonald fall to ground. So again, Gay McManus with a free about 30 metres out from the Clane goals, and Gay kicks this one and it's gone over the end line and it's gone wide. So the score remains 2-8 to Clane, 5 points for Naas. Crowd strangely silent here. As I say, looking around me, a scattering of people walking out. And unless Naas puts something out of the fire very, very quickly indeed, this is going to be Clane's year. As Barney McCormack, the captain last year, goes back and prepares to take this kick out. Here he comes now, and it's not a great one. And Robbie Riley has it for Naas, and he sends the ball across towards Johnny MacDonald. Tom Crippen on Johnny MacDonald. Johnny takes it right for the kick. It looks a good one. And it's gone over the bar. A point for Naas to reduce the gap to 8 points. Naas, 6 points. Clane, 2-8. That score there by Johnny MacDonald. A nice right for the kick. He was on the right hand side. So halfway through the second half, 15 minutes left in the game. It's Clane 2-8. It's Naas 6 points. Can Clane hold on? Can Naas come back? The next 15 minutes will tell the story here at St. Conleth's Park, Newbridge. So Tom Crippen prepares to take this kick out from his own 20-metre line. Here he comes now. And that's a good kick. Out towards the centre. They jump up for it. And a great gather by Brian O'Keefe, but it's taken out of his hands by Darragh McKevitt for Naas. A free for Naas. Naas starting to start playing a bit of football. McManus came for that. He says Crippen fouled him. Will McManus take a quick one? He does, and that ball comes to Robbie Riley. Robbie sends it inside to Brian O'Reilly. What will Brian do? Brian goes for a goal, and Brian gets a goal. Oh, now we can have a game in our hands. Brian O'Reilly into Robbie Riley into Brian O'Reilly, and Brian O'Reilly into the back of the net. A low ball on the ground, evading Barney McCormack. So now we have a game in our hands. It's 2-8 to 1-6. There are 5 points between the teams, and now that's starting to get the crowd going. So now Naas can do with a score here. As Mixer Condon, the old warhorse, comes on to the Clane team. Billy Farrell being called ashore, and Billy has certainly contributed to this game today. Here comes Tom Crippen now. Out towards the centre of the field. They jump up for it. And it's Pádraig Carberry for the Clane men. Pádraig making his way out. And not a great kick from Pádraig. And it comes over towards Mr. Condon. First time, it's Charlie Hill for Naas now. Mr. Condon on him. Charlie sends one down the wing. He finds Robbie Riley. Crowd coming to life. Robbie sends one in towards the middle, towards Gay McManus. Brian Connolly comes across. Ball coming out towards his sideline. Crippen and Robbie Riley going for it. Robbie being fouled. Takes a quick free. And it comes to Johnny MacDonald. Johnny being held up on about 40 metres out. Referee, another free. Another free for Naas. So now things starting to move. Johnny MacDonald pointing the finger back at somebody. So this free about 25 metres out to the right of the post. So it looks like Darragh McKevitt is going to take this one. So Darragh now, here he comes. Can he narrow the gap? And that's a terrible free. That's the only word for it. A dreadful free from Darragh. So the gap still 5 points. 17 minutes gone in the second half. 13 minutes left in the game. 5 points between the teams. The last score that Clane got was 11 minutes into the second half. They haven't scored in 7 minutes. Naas have got the last 3 scores from Lee McManus, Johnny MacDonald and Brian O'Reilly. Clane can do with a score now. The ball comes out towards the centre, and again it's stopped, and it comes to Brian O'Reilly. He's that wing. Out to Robbie Riley. Robbie cutting inside, still with the ball, being fouled, but let play on. No, referee calling the play back. And for some reason, awarding a free to the Clane, which will relieve the pressure somewhat. So it looked like a cakewalk for Clane. Naas clawing their way back into the game. And that goal just a few minutes ago by Brian O'Reilly has narrowed the gap to 5 points. So no room for complacency. John Finn looks up. Tom Crippen rather. And that's a fine kick from Crippen. And McKevitt got it. McKevitt drops. Ball comes to Paul McLaughlin. Paul gets that ball to Tom Sullivan. Tom Sullivan to Dennis O'Connell. Now Dennis has space. Can Clane get a score here? Dennis being fleeced by Jerry Buggy. Sends it into Tom Sullivan. Tom with a chance. Back to Paul McLaughlin. Paul still has a chance. Paul slowing the game down. Maybe that's just what Clane wanted a minute. Tom. And that screws off his boot. Tosh Crowe goes up for the ball. Ball comes to ground. It's Desi King for Clane. How will Desi do with this one? Desi going through. Punches it inside to Martin Lynch. Chance for Martin. And Martin, oh, and it hits the post, but no. Referee now. Martin Lynch seems to have shipped a knock in the face there, but the referee, no. Allowing play to go on. And Darren McKevitt in plenty of space on this side of the field. And he punches it down to John O'Rourke. And John O'Rourke has space in front of him. But John tries to stall it, drops the ball, looks up, sends a kick in towards the centre. And it's scattered by Tom Cribbin for Clane. And Tom sends it out towards the far side. Up they jump for it. And Jesse King in possession for Clane. And he has men loose outside him if he'd look. But no, he's being fouled there. Referee giving him free. That's a good. And Martin Lynch jumps for this ball. Now can Clane come back here and get a score? They could do with one. Martin looks up. Right foot or left foot a kick. And that one gone wide. So, I mean, Clane have not scored since the 11th minute of the half. It's now 20 minutes gone, 10 minutes left in the game. Naas 5 points behind. Phil McCauley in a hurry now. Here comes Phil. A right foot a kick, landing about 50 metres out. They jump up. Carberry breaks the ball down. Comes to McLaughlin. McLaughlin in possession, trying to burst his way through. Still has the ball. He's got Crow loose outside him, being fouled. Referee allowing play to go on. Paul looks up. A left foot a kick. It's going towards the end line. It's gone over the line and it's gone wide. So 9 minutes left in the game. The gap still 5 points. As Phil McCauley prepares to take this kick out from the fringe of the square. Here comes Phil now. And it's coming out. And Lynch has been right out midfield for Clane. And that's a great catch by Dennis O'Connell. Dennis looks up and punches it to Mixer Condon. Mixer being pushed. Referee allows play to go on. No. Free in. A free in for Clane. And certainly Clane need a score just to get the old turbines turning once again. So this free about 19 metres out to the left of the post, which Paul McLaughlin would take to see if we can increase that gap to 6 points. So an important kick from Paul. Paul looks up. And Paul sends that one over the black dot in the middle of the crossbar. And the gap back to 6 points. Clane 2-9, Naas 1-6. And Domo Cribbin coming on the field for Clane. As in the middle of the field, Martin Lynch, who's come out from full forward, sends a kick over towards his side for Mr. Connon and Charlie Hill Rumford. It's going towards the line. It's gone over the line ball, which Charlie Hill will take himself. So Dominic Cribbin, the minor captain, has come onto the field for Clane. We'll let you know who's gone off in just a moment. Here's Tosh Crow being called ashore. And a wonderful round of applause for Tosh Crow and for Dominic Cribbin as this free is taken. Martin Lynch goes up for the ball. And ball going over the line. Line ball which Martin Kane will take. Martin in towards the centre. Up they go for it. And John O'Rourke tried to get the ball, but he fell to ground. And now the ball is run loose, but it's come back to Marty McCormack. And Barney sends it out here to this side. For Pádraig Carberry has it for the Clane men. Pádraig bursting his way out, being fouled in there. Free for Clane.
Take your time! Come on, Martin, don't mind them. Come on, Martin.
So a bit of a lull down there. Pádraig Carberry shipped a knock there, but this free now. Tom Cribbin to take this free. Tom stands back. And he finds Dennis O'Connell in his wing. Now what will Dennis do? Dennis sends a lovely ball in towards Mr. Condon, but it's got it by Martin Lynch. Martin with the ball in his hand. Martin, oh, a wild kick from Martin, and it's gone wide. But I suppose Martin, from the Clane point of view, would waste a few precious seconds to stop what has gone out of order. I reckon there's about 10 minutes left in the game, possibly less than that. The score 2-9 for Clane, 1-6 for Naas. As the ball goes out towards the centre, Martin Lynch jumps. Martin Lynch face together. It comes to Martin Kane. Martin Kane feeding that corner. Ball broken down. And the ball falls to the Naas up. Hard to see who it is. Robbie Riley into Gay McManus. Gay turns, shoots. Blocked down. Sends it in towards the centre. Clane, Brian O'Reilly for the Naas men. Brian goes, a lobbing ball. It's going towards the end line. And it's gone wide. So the gap remains 6 points. Clane 2-9. So tighten up there, small bit, Johnny. Clane 2-9. Naas 1-6. So 6 points between the teams. As Tom Cribbin prepares to take this kick out from the fringe of the square. The crowd strangely silent here at Newbridge. Here comes Tom Cribben now, and that's a good kick out towards the centre. Lynch will jump for this, so will Carberry. Ball broken down. It comes to Cush. Cush looks up and tries to find a man inside, and he does find that man. That man is Robbie Riley, and Robbie Riley a kick that screws off his boot and goes over the far side. Going towards the end line, gone over the end line and gone wide. Father. So about 8 minutes left in the game. Tom Cribben preparing to take this kick out. So Naas will be looking for possession in the middle of the field now as Tom runs up to this ball and kicks it, and it comes out towards this side of the field towards Dennis O'Connell, and Dennis jumps, ball falls to ground. Dennis and Johnny MacDonald running for it. Dennis sticks in the boot, free, quick one taken by Johnny MacDonald into Joe Sheridan's come up in attack. Ball comes into the centre, Dara McKevitt. Dara seemed to be pushed off the ball there. Indeed he was pushed off the ball by Pádraig Carberry. So a free for the Naas men. I suppose about 25, 26 metres out from the Clane goals. Gay McManus places this ball on the ground. Will he go for the point? There's Gay, lobs one in. It's going towards the end line and it's gone wide. He looked like someone who wasn't quite sure what he was going to do, and in the end he did the wrong thing. So here in Clane, here in Newbridge rather, in St. Conleth's Park, with the score Clane 2-9, Naas 1-6, about 5 minutes left in the game. And the crowd starting to stream out now. They think it's over. I wonder did the Naas team think it's over. That's a good kick out from Cribben, out towards the centre. Carberry and Cush will jump. Carberry knocks the ball on. They jump up again. Ball comes to ground. Comes to Dennis O'Connell for Clane. Dennis has Martin Lynch outside of him, and Dennis finds Martin Lynch. Martin Lynch looks up, jigs inside. Martin Kane, and Martin a left foot a shot, and that one gone wide as well. So Martin hasn't his shooting boots on today, but certainly contributing to this Clane performance. But meanwhile back with the game. Ball comes into the centre to Mixer Condon. Mixer back to Dominic Cribben. Dominic Cribben tries to punch that ball. Dominic falls to ground, tries to get the ball away. The ball does go away, free for the Naas men. Quick free into the centre. It comes to Shay Clark. Shay Clark kick half blocked down. And now it's Jerry Buggy for the Naas men, out to Charlie Hill. And Charlie punches it down to John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke looks up, a drop kick over towards this side of the field to Johnny MacDonald. That's a great pass from John O'Rourke. Johnny MacDonald now, and he's got Joe Sheridan inside him. John Finn holding up Johnny MacDonald, and Johnny lashes out there at John Finn, and I'm sure the referee will award a hot ball there, and then he throws the ball at John Finn's face. So hot ball, and the hot ball goes up, and it's Dennis O'Connell with the ball, and he sends it to John Finn, and John Finn looks up and he's got men loose inside. That man is Martin Lynch, and now Martin Lynch has got Desi King outside him. He sends it out to Desi King. Now Desi a chance. Desi looks up. A left for the kick is going over here. It will fall to Brian O'Keefe. Brian, a great catch by Brian O'Keefe. Brian making his way in towards the centre. Sends it to Mixer Condon. Mixer goes. And Mixer puts it over the bar. And that must be the insurance point. That must be the insurance point for Clane. The old war horse himself. Mixer Condon. The gap is 7 points. There can be very little left in the game now. Naas, I think the Naas team certainly believe it's over. John O'Rourke back with a fist there to Tom Sullivan. John passes it to Gay McManus. Gay McManus to Joe Sheridan, is up in attack. Joe Sheridan a pass in towards the goals. And that ball evading backs and forwards alike and gone over the line and gone wide. So now the Clane supporters beginning to believe that they haven't won at this stage. 2-10 to 1-6. 7 points between the teams as Tom Cribben prepares to take this kick out. And another sub going on to the Clane team as Micheál Kneff comes ashore. That sub is Kevin MacDonald as Tom Cribben kicks out to the centre of the pitch. They jump up for it. Martin Lynch goes up. Ball falls to ground. Desi King with the foot in. Stalemate out there in the middle of the field. Referee calling for the ball. Hot ball. It goes up in the air. It's punched down. It comes to Joe Sheridan, the full back, who's way up in attack for Naas. Joe sends it to Darren McKevitt. Darren McKevitt into John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke looks up. A low one across the ground. And all it does is fall into the hands of Tom Cribben, or Paul McLaughlin rather. And Paul McLaughlin sends it out to Desi King. And Desi slows the game down. Seemed to be fouled, but still in possession. Loses the ball to Robbie Riley. Robbie Riley back to Jim Cush. Jim Cush sends it in towards the centre where John Cribbin comes out for it, but John misses it. And it's Joe Sheridan in possession again. Joe Sheridan to John O'Rourke. John O'Rourke lobs one in where there's no one there to meet it. The ball gone over the end line and it's gone wide. So Barney McCormick, he'll take all the time in the world with this one. 7 points between the teams. The game must nearly be over surely. And Clane ready to celebrate a famous victory. The last time they did it was in '84. They have finally won. It looks at least. Yes, the referee calls for the ball. And Clane have won. Clane are the 1991 County Kildare champions. And worthy champions there are. And it's lovely to see out there the Naas lads going up and congratulating themselves. Clane were determined that they would not lose 3 in a row. And that determination has paid off. So the Clane people have come for the last 2 years. And they've known disappointment last year. They've known disappointment the previous year. But tonight, there'll be bonfires in Clane tonight. Joneses, Stillins, Manzers and the GA club will be alive. And I presume that gallons of porter and any kind of liquor they can lay their hands on will be drunk tonight. Because Clane have come along here today and they've won, and deservedly so, by 7 points. So we'll try and get a voice of the man who brought off the minor title. How do you feel? Dennis O'Connell, congratulations. How do you feel?
Wait, Kieran. Right, Kieran.
There's the sign that says it all. Right, how's it feel?
It's great, worth waiting for.
Yeah, great.
Fantastic.
What do you think it's disappointment?
Well, I suppose on the day, sheer determination, hard work and effort.
Well done,
Mrs. Cutty, thanks very much.
You're so today. I still like it when you did.
Worth waiting for anyway.
Yeah, it's great. We did it.
It was easy in the end, really.
I was.
Just hold on. That's right.
Martin.
No,
How does it feel?
go ahead, mighty fight.
That's what I want to know. Dominic, how does it feel to have 2 county matches in one day? Oh no. Alright, is this as good as a Longford one? Is it? Is it as good as a Longford match?
It's hard to remember.
Congratulations, wonderful display, well done.
Each and every one who represented the game here will say that the game was game day and like tremendous success, minor and senior level. It says a lot, as I said, at the minor games, or our games in the Clane area. The Tom Berryman, Jim Daly and their committee, many thanks to your efforts on our behalf. It's really appreciated, and I'm sure that it will be a better and greater than their teams in the future. On behalf of all of us, I'd like to thank all the people who gave today such a success. Our County Secretary, Seamus Aldridge, the Law Band, the Organ Malta and the Ghazi. Many thanks for your efforts. It's greatly appreciated by me and everyone else. To Jim Harper, many thanks for your efforts and your officials as well. And also I'd like to thank the Red Cross. Now, it gives me great pleasure to present the Thunderbolt Cup.
Are the KD Hotel and Joe Long. Thank you very sincerely. And we're delighted to see Joe here again today. And we'd also like to announce now that Dennis not alone in accepting the Derby Court Cup, but will also accept the Man of the Match award, which he will give to
I'd just like to thank the panel players who despite having lost the last two finals and the Leader Cup final, they strong in their belief that we can eventually win this Derby World Cup. And it's just a tribute to them lads that they refuse to give up. And we're back again here today in the final. And I'm delighted with them more than anyone else that we eventually won today. For the last 2 years, Tom Merriman, Frank Kilcoyne and Pat Short. Our manager, John Blessing. I'd like to thank the Clane Club, who spared nothing in expense for this team over the past 4 years. And they only get what they deserve today by us bringing the Derby World Cup back. I'd like to thank the meeting committee who looked after us all over the last 3 years. Lastly, I'd like to thank the Clane supporters. I'd like to say to Naas, thanks again for a great game. Last year was a great game, but the result wasn't too great. This year, we're delighted we won, and we hope again we can meet you again in years to come. The two young teams, there's plenty left in this yet. 3 cheers for Naas.
There's a no nudity for a while, right?
King, that's the show off. Well done, John. Nice, Mike.
Oh, what are you doing? They are going back.
Well done, Mark. Give me a look at that.
Alright, don't like that.
That's all right. Where's Push? Only 7 points. I
hope there's some difference here than there was last year.
Here, can I see that? This is my... This is going to be out of the...
Tiger! You have to go for the 7th, Tiger! Try to give up!
That's right.
Keep the road, Jones! Hands on, lads!
Doing your part there.
Good stuff, John. Shake your hands.
Thank you.